Hey people, welcome back to another video from CircuitDigest. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can build a gesture control drone. So the first thing you'll need to build a gesture control drone is obviously a drone. And for this project, we're going to use this particular drone over here. Now, this drone is also built by us here at CircuitDigest. And for those who are new, you can check out the documentation page called LiteWing. So this particular drone is called LiteWing. It is an open source ESP32 based drone. And the best thing about this drone is it is ready to fly right out of the box. You can just connect it to a mobile app and start flying. But apart from that, since it's built using the ESP drone and Crazy Fly firmware, it can be controlled using Python code. It supports something called CF Lite, which is a Python package, and CF client, using which you can easily enable height hold, position hold, and even sense command from your Python script to control the position of the drone, which is very interesting, which allows us to build a lot of projects using this. And you can buy this drone on any platform. It's right now available on Quartz Components, Kindy, and a few other e-commerce websites. Just search for LiteWing and you should be able to find the nearest e-commerce store which sells you this board. Now, coming back to our project, let's see how we can control this drone using gestures. To do that, we are going to follow this. So what we're going to do is we're going to build another small piece of hardware, which I have over here, which will consist of an ESP32 and MPU 6050. So this will be attached to our hand to sense the orientation of our hand and the gesture of our hand. And these gesture values will be sent to our laptop using Bluetooth. And on our laptop, we'll be running a Python code which receives these values to detect the position of the gesture and what gesture we are doing. And then it will be converted into pitch and roll. So those who are new, if this particular orientation for the drone, this particular direction for the drone is called pitch, and this is called roll. So we are going to send the pitch and roll values based on the gesture values generated by these MPU 6050 over here. So that way, based on our hand movements, our drone will be controlled. So this is the plan, and let's get started. Okay, let's start by detecting the gestures from our hand, and to do that we're going to use this board like I told you earlier. It consists of very few components. It has an ESP32 and it has an MPU 6050 inside it, if you can see, and the whole thing is powered by this small LiPo battery. In fact, I have a complete documentation on our website which shows you how exactly to build it. Just search for ESP32 ARM or CircuitDigest. I'll also leave a link for that in the description. So why do we have all these components is the MPU 6050 is going to detect how much my hand is being tilted in which direction. And then the LDR is used to control the trigger for the drone. So if I close this board completely, it's going to get dark and it is going to trigger the drone. If I open my hand, the LDR is going to get some light and it is going to send a different value so that the drone stops flying and falls down. Now, like I told you, the hardware is pretty simple. You can read through this documentation. We have the circuit diagram here again, which is very simple. We just have the ESP32 board and the MPU 6050 and LDR sensor here. Everything is powered by 3.3 volt. And the communication between the ESP32 board and MPU 6050 takes place using I2C. So we have the SCL and SDA lines connecting to our ESP32 over here. Apart from that, the LDR is connected to pin 34, IO34. As you can see, it's connected like this. So this is the schematics. Just follow this and make your connections. You can build it on a breadboard or even on a perf board like it is shown over here. It's completely based on your comfort, but the circuit is pretty simple. You can build it exactly like this. Now, the code for this particular board, what it has to do is it has to read the gestures from my hand and send it over to the laptop via Bluetooth. But there is one problem here. The MPU 6050 is not very reliable. It's going to show values all over. The accelerometer and the gyroscope values are not going to be stable. So we have to use something called a Kalman filter, which will use both the accelerometer and gyroscope values. If you learn about the basics of drone, it's the same thing that's even used in the drone. So basically, we're going to combine the values of accelerometer and gyroscope to get a smooth pitch and roll values. Normally, this is called Kalman pitch and Kalman roll. But if you want to know know more about how exactly the code works, you can read through the documentation. The complete code is given at the bottom of this page. I'm just going to quickly open it on Arduino IDE and explain few important lines over here. So we have two library packages which should be installed. The links over here, so you can just click on this link, download it as a zip file and add it to your Arduino IDE. And then we have this header file called Bluetooth serial, which is by default in your Arduino IDE. And moving down inside the setup function, we are going to begin the serial communication at 115/200 baud rate. So you can also open the serial monitor to see the values coming out of this board. The same values are also going to be sent over Bluetooth. So we also do serial BP, and the Bluetooth connection for this device is going to be called as ESP32 BP. And then we check if the MPU 6050 sensor is found. And then here is an important function which is called Kalman filter. But to cut it short, this Kalman filter over here is used to combine the value of accelerometer and gyroscope and give us a smooth value, so that when we tilt our hand, the values doesn't jitter. It smoothly goes from 0 to -10 and from 0 to +10. So that's what is happening inside the Kalman filter function over here. Apart from just reading the X and Y from the gyroscope, we're also going to read the value of LDR sensor, just an analog read. So the pin is 34. So we're connecting the LDR sensor to 34 and we're going to read the value of LDR. And if it is very dark, we're going to give 1. So this is just a simple if statement. If the value is less than 0, if the value is less than 2000, we're going to give 0. And if it is more, we're going to output 1. So in the end, we're going to give both these X, Y and thrust values. All these three values will be sent out through the Bluetooth as well as the normal serial print. So to show you how this works, let me quickly connect this board to my computer. First, I'll show you how everything works through serial communication, and then I will show you how the same thing happens over Bluetooth. And open my serial monitor over here, and as you can see, I'm constantly getting three values, all of which are comma separated. I'm going to place this hardware inside my palms and close it like this. And as you can see, if I place it level, both of this is almost near 0,0. If I go all the way to the left, you can see that the second value, the Y value, is going all the way to the negative. And if I go to the right, you can see it's going all the way in the positive. And if I go front, you can see again it's going from 0 to 8, the X value. And if I go back, you can see the values are going in negative. So this is a very smooth values that is coming from the gyroscope. And since my hand is closed, you can see the last digit is 1. If I open it, it's going to be 0. So if we close this, the throttle is going to get activated and we're going to hit 1. And as soon as I open, the throttle is going to get 0 and we are reading the X and Y values. Now, these are the same values which will also be these values called BT data. And these are the same values which also be given out to the Bluetooth as well. So now we have this hardware ready. Let's start working on the drone side. To fly a drone, we need to pass 4 values bare minimum to it. The first one is the thrust, which determines how fast your motors are going to spin and at what level your drone is going to fly. And the next 3 values are roll, pitch, and yaw. So the roll determines the tilt in x-axis, to put it simple. So the roll determines the x-axis, the pitch determines the y-axis, and the yaw determines how much your drone is going to rotate. Now from our hand gesture board over here, we're going to send 3 values. One is the throttle, which determines if the drone should fly or not. And the other 2 values are just going to dictate the roll and pitch. So with this roll and pitch, you can control the drone in 2D, but you cannot control how much height it has to fly. Now, of course, we can add an ultrasonic sensor or something and determine at what height it should fly, but controlling the height as well as the X and Y using gesture is going to be really difficult. And as far as yaw is considered, we're going to fix it at 0, meaning it will just take off straight, go straight and come straight. It won't turn like this. If you want to move, you move with the roll and the pitch. So yaw is taken care of automatically. It's always going to be like this. It's not going to rotate on the z-axis. But for throttle, we need to implement something called height hold. So implement height hold, what we're going to do is we're going to use a sensor called TOF sensor, and implementing height hold on LiteWing is very, very easy, because as you can see in the documentation over here, the board by default has some breakouts on the bottom of it, to add sensors. If I scroll all the way down, so here it is. So on the back of the board, we have provided some breakouts where you can just buy a sensor and solder it there, and it activates certain functionality. For example, this VL53LX is a TOF sensor, time of flight sensor, which measures the distance from the drone to the ground, and it is going to maintain this distance automatically so that we don't have to worry about how much throttle we are giving it. We can just say fly at this particular distance and the drone is automatically going to take off and maintain that distance for us. So if you take a closer look, you can see that we have already soldered the TOF sensor. Now by default, you won't be getting the sensor, you have to buy it separately and just solder it. But once you solder it, the firmware on board automatically recognizes the sensor and starts maintaining the altitude. All we have to do is just pass a command from our Python script. Okay, so now height hold is enabled on our drone. Let's go back to our computer and take a look at the Python script. So this is our complete Python code. So what we gotta do here is read the values coming from our gesture control board over here via Bluetooth, and then we're gonna pass on those values as roll and pitch to our drone over here. So before we get started, we have to install a Python package called cflib. And to do that, you can check out our documentation called How to Program LiteWing Drone using Python. I'll also leave a link for this article in the description. So basically, you just have to use few lines. You can clone our GitHub repository and install it. With that, you will be installing both the CF client and the cflib. For this tutorial, you will only be needing cflib, but there's nothing wrong in getting the CF client also installed. So this same tutorial also explains how to do a basic connection testing. It shows you the bare minimum code that you can use to connect to your LiteWing drone from Python and spin the motors at a minimum thrust. You can see that we have defined the roll, pitch, yaw, thrust values and send it to the drone in a single line. So we're going to use the same logic in our program over here. So let's import the libraries, the cflib.crtp. CRTP stands for Crazy Fly Real-Time Protocol. So this is basically a protocol written by Crazy Fly, which is used by LiteWing as well. And this allows you to communicate data between the drone as well as your Python code. You can control the speed at which your motor should rotate, the yaw, pitch and angle. And you can also read important data, like you can read the values from this TOF sensors. Just use a single line. You can read the value of this TOF sensor. You can read the value of your Kalman angle and Kalman pitch from your MPU 6050. So this protocol allows you to read data from your drone and also send instructions to your drone. Moving on, we also have imported serial to read serial data from Bluetooth, and then we have something called drone URI. So this is a unique address, and if you're using LiteWing, this address will always remain the same. It's hard coded, so it's always going to be 192.168.43.42. And then here we have the serial communication open link. Now I am on Mac, so I have mentioned it as dev tty ESP32 underscore Bluetooth, which is the name we gave for our Bluetooth module over here. If you're on Windows, you might want to change this line. And then once we are connected to Bluetooth, we are going to give a small delay and then initialize the CRTP drivers and then create an object called CF. And with that, we are going to link to our drone using the drone URI. And then we are going to be sending a 0 set point. So in order to arm this drone, we have to send a set point data called 0, 0, 0. So this means that the drone is armed and it is ready to fly. So we'll be unlocking the safety using this line. And then we have to enable high level communication. So high level commander is actually used to activate height hold mode. So we do that by sending commander.enable high level, 1. And then inside the while loop, we'll be reading the data from our ESP32 and we are going to separate it using comma because we're sending 3 values. Everything is comma separated. The first value is X, the next one is Y, and the last value is trigger. Now, if the trigger value is 0, we're going to do nothing. We're just going to put the set point at 0, 0, 0, meaning the drone is not going to take off because the trigger is 0. We have not closed our hands yet. Once we close our hand, the trigger is going to become 1. And then we are going to take this X value into as gyro X value and Y value as gyro Y value. And then we round it off to 1 decimal point. Once our hand is closed, this trigger value is going to become 1 and then we are going to take this X and Y value and convert it into Vx and Vy. From this ESP32 board, we're going to send 0 to -10 and 0 to +10. We're going to take these values and convert it to -0.5 to 0.5 and then pass it on to our drone in this format, Vx, Vy, 0, 0.5. Now this syntax over here follows the same rule here, which is the first one is roll, pitch, yaw, and thrust. So for the roll, we are going to use Vx. For the pitch, we are going to use Vy, and the yaw is going to be 0 because we don't want our drone to turn like this. And then the thrust here is 0.5, meaning we are going to hover this drone at 0.5 meters constantly. So once you close your hand, it's going to lift off to 0.5 meters and it is going to maintain that altitude until you open your hand and the trigger becomes 0 and we make everything 0 again. So that's it. It's a very simple Python code. Now let's run this code and see how it works. I'm going to just turn on my Bluetooth device over here and then I'll go to Bluetooth settings. I'm going to turn on Bluetooth and here you can see we have something called ESP32BT. We're just going to connect to it, and once it says we are connected, we can go back to our Python script and turn on our drone. Let me just power it on with the battery over here using this connector. And ideally we should have done it by placing it on the ground, but for demonstration purpose I'm showing it to the camera over here. You can look at the LED lights over here and also the code here. So as soon as I click on run, before I click on run, make sure you're connected to a drone. So our drone here is called LiteWing. We'll connect to that Wi-Fi network. Once it's done, I want to click on run and you're going to see this blue LED blinking, indicating that we are receiving connections from our Python code. We are receiving requests from our Python code, and you can see what's happening over here. So connected to drone, waiting for stability, sending 0 set point to unlock safety. So everything is ready and we constantly get printed saying waiting for trigger. Now if I close this thing, we're going to see the drone is going to take off. Let me also hold the drone in this hand. Now it's waiting for trigger. As soon as I close, it's going to trigger the drone, and you can also see, and once I trigger the drone, I can control it using this thing. Now it's not possible for me to show a demonstration like this, so I am going to place it on the ground and show you how you can actually control it using gestures. So that's it guys, thanks for watching. This is just the first tutorial using LiteWing. We are planning to do more projects using this. Of course, instead of using an ESP32 and MPU 6050, I could have used OpenCV and opened the camera and detected the gestures directly from a camera. It's very much a possibility. And instead of just enabling height hold, I could have also enabled position hold, and the possibilities are endless. We can build a lot of interesting tutorials using this. We are also writing another firmware completely from scratch using Arduino. There will be tutorials on that as well very soon. So that's it guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed and learned something useful. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.